I'm replying to another comment that was posted on my community tab where I asked this question: when you think about getting organized, what is the first feeling that comes to mind? How does that emotion impact your motivation and approach to organizing? Hi friends, I'm Simply Sherry, and we are continuing our 5-day mini-series where I answer your comments, respond to your comments, or respond to your comments on my community posts. Sometimes I put polls or questions, open-ended questions, myths versus facts. So subscribe to my channel so you can see those posts. So that was the question, and this is the answer I chose from Kathy M 9140. Hi Kathy. What if I get rid of something that I will need or want at a later date? As a result, I tend to hang on to items that I no longer wear or use. I also think of the money that I spent on a particular item and feel that getting rid of it is wasteful. Okay, this is a very normal feeling, outlook, observation, or viewpoint of how we look at our things. So this is my answer. A starting point could be if it's less than $20 or whatever dollar amount you want to start with. It could be 10, it could be 15, it could be 5, and whatever you want. And it's available to buy again. And if you really need it, then you can toss it. So for example, you have these AirPods holders, right? Like this one, and it's cute. It's Mochi, my favorite. And then I saw another cute one and I bought another one, but I only have one pair of AirPods, right? Then I got another one, like I also like avocados. This is an eraser and pencil sharpener. So just now imagine I have 5, 2, 3, 4, 5 AirPod holders, but I only have one set of AirPods, right? So now it's filling up a drawer space, and you know, I look at it as possibly wasteful. Maybe I bought it over a span of 2 years. So these AirPod cases are probably, I don't know, I'd say $15 to $20. So I can look at it, I can donate them, because I can look at it and say, you know, I only need one. The drawer is too filled, and I have 4 of these just hanging around. If I have no other use, or I can't donate it to someone, give it to someone, sell it to someone, then it's okay to donate it, because those will still be available and it doesn't pass the threshold, you know, like your threshold, like because it's, again, it's like an opportunity cost, right? Do you let it be cluttered, let that drawer be filled with these things that you're not using? Because imagine the feeling. What would you feel if that drawer is now empty or emptier? You would feel like less stress, you would feel calmer, you would not be frustrated. And so would you rather have those feelings, or just keep those feelings of how that clutter is making you feel? All right, let's go back to what I was saying. So for example, oh, see, I used the example of AirPods cases because it was right here. But here I put, for example, if I have several spatulas, which many of us do, I can get rid of one. But if in the future, right, because spatulas are under $20, probably under $10, but if in the future I realize, wow, I needed that spatula, it was really useful and not as good as the other ones, I can buy it again. You know, it's not like a rare ancient treasure that you can't find in any big box store or on Amazon. So yes, it will cost money again, but it also costs maybe your mental well-being or your stress having a drawer of non-used stuff. So you have one unused spatula, you have another one, and another one, and another one. You know, it's like it crowds the space, right? So would you rather go ahead and let that go, bite the bullet, and have a better system next time as far as getting spatulas or kitchen tools in the first place. And so a lot of times we buy stuff because we couldn't find it, so it becomes a duplicate, or we misplaced it. And that's why organizing, decluttering and organizing go hand in hand. Organizing is about having a system. So spatulas are actually a really safe, basic example because you know where the spatulas go, right? The spatulas go in the kitchen. They don't go in the garage. They don't go in your bedroom. And then you know they go in a specific drawer or maybe one of those, I think they're called crock pots, right? Utensil holders. And if you see you're accumulating spatulas, then it's time to stop buying them, or one in, one out rule. And then you also can have the mindset or the viewpoint that at one point that spatula or whatever item it is you're thinking about served its purpose. It did well for you. It helped you have a happy home. It helped you have a happy kitchen. You baked and cooked many things with that wonderful spatula, and it's time to let it go because you still have another one that will probably give you those good memories and cooking and baking. Okay, let's look at the reply from Kimbers1238. Hi, Kimbers, Kimberly, Kimbers. Okay. Again, the question is, when you think about getting organized, what is the first feeling that comes to mind? How does this emotion impact your motivation and approach to organizing? She replied, overwhelmed, and it makes me freeze. And I replied, big hug. Sometimes we just need a big hug because when we're overwhelmed with organizing, I think it goes deeper than that. It's not about it's not organized or it's cluttered or it's overstuffed or there's too many things. There's probably other things that are going on because we haven't gotten to that example overstuffed pantry, which is what we talked about yesterday or the other video. And so, that's it's completely natural to feel overwhelmed because what we're doing is we're looking at this task that is daunting, right? And we think it has to go from here to here, like in an hour, in a day, in one project. And that's what I like to refer to as the fantasy self. I've done so many organizing projects and with my clients, and it's a process. It's a journey from a very cluttered, let's just say a pantry. It takes time it takes time to actually take things out, look at things that are expired, things that are trash. You can do a quick one, where I did talk about that. Like you could do things quickly, like the more obvious stuff, trash, expired stuff, right? But other times when, that's just one of the steps is decluttering. And then organizing, because it's a system, it takes time sometimes to figure out what actually works for you. Because what works for me may not work for you and vice versa. For example, some people love to change their purse all the time, right? And it's easy for them. They grab one thing from the purse and put it in another, and they bring that to wherever they're going. Maybe you just like a different style of purse every few days or every other week, right? For me, that's a lot of can you hear the speed bumps? That's like a car screeching. I mean, it's a lot of work for me to move things from one purse to another, even if it's just like 5 things. And inevitably, I forget something, or I'm like, oh, I should have put that chapstick there, or I should have put that lozenge, because, I tend to have some cough sometimes, right? And so that is not a system that I like to have in general. Now, of course, there are nights where, let's say, especially during the holidays, where we go, like last night we went out for dinner, the other night we went out for a holiday concert. And so I changed my purse. But as soon as I got home, I switched it back to my regular purse because I knew if I tried to do it last minute and run out the door, I'd probably miss something or forget to put something, right? Because a lot of times things in my regular purse I put into, let's say, a purse where I'm going out. I don't put everything back in there. So sometimes I miss something. So those, as far as that's why we get overwhelmed, is because it does take time to really see what system works for you. And so you implement that system, you put in that organization, and then after a while you have to intentionally look at it and see, is this working for me or is it not? And when it's not, it takes a little bit of time to look and say, okay, why isn't it working for me? Right? So for me, with the purse example, it doesn't work for me because I forget things. It's just not, I guess it's just not my forte. So why put that, you know, changing my purse every other week, a thing in my life? I did it before, you know, but it just, I tell you, I kept missing stuff. And so I finally decided, it's okay, Sherry, you can use the same purse all season long, all year long. It's okay. You don't have to be a fashionista. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, it's okay. Take a deep breath. See, you feel better already. And look at my playlist here of where I talk about 15-minute quick resets or 5 quick things you've got to start small. Okay, so same thing with what my response to Kathy is. Well, not the same thing, but my response to Kathy, what I've given you is 2 ways to approach this when you're feeling kind of, you know, not good feelings, right? So for Kathy, she feels maybe guilty, right? Maybe that's the word, guilty, because you feel like it's wasteful. I spent good money. Well, appreciate how that item has given you what you were looking for, and look at what do you want to feel now? Do you want to keep feeling the stress of that clutter? You don't. So you have to get rid of it. And when you're ready to do that. And then with Kimber's, you know, sometimes we just need a big hug. But I think a good approach when you're really feeling that way, and maybe there's a lot of other things going on in your life, is to just start small. Start with those quick wins. Start with those 15 minutes. In January, I'll be talking about 10 items to declutter, and I'll do a series for that. And you start with 10 items, or you start with a small drawer or 1 bookshelf. All right, so that is my response to this question that I have or had is, you know, I'm too overwhelmed to get organized. Now what? So I hopefully this was helpful to you. And if you found it to be, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And I will be continuing this series of responding to your comments and questions. And if you have a comment or question, please put it in the comment section below and I can answer it in a future video. If you want more help, tools, tips, and encouragement, then sign up for my weekly newsletter called Tuesday Transformations. The link is in the description box below. And then when you sign up, you'll receive 6 free printables. In the next video, I will answer another question. I'm feeling buried in household chores. Now what?